I'm Scott Reynolds with Golden Water Supply. I'm the assistant manager. The day-to-day to be an assistant here is making sure your customers are going to be happy, and when they come in, you got to have that ability to answer their questions as they come in, and just customer service. But out in the field is where we would utilize this stuff, is being able to know exactly where the meters are and being able to have the ability to look them up there at the truck and make changes to it on site is very helpful for us. I can document out in the field and it's saved in a file. We're in East Texas and we're a rural water supply corporation, and we're spread out between 3 cities, Alba, Mineola, and Grant Saline. We have approximately 1,300 meters, and we have a lot of room for growth and expansion. I mean, this makes it easier. It helps streamline it into a central piece of software. Instead of going 5 different directions, this kind of streamlines our mapping. We can use this map to send to our engineers and update our maps for them. I met Marty several years ago at a county commissioners meeting. He was proposing mapping for the county, and I was interested in it back then. So he's kind of kept in contact with us over the years, and he finally came in and proposed, gave a little sample shot of an aerial, and we finally got the ball started rolling on that. I've known Marty as a pilot. He's been doing survey work for the coal mines for years and years, so I know he's got this GIS experience that we could look into. The customer support with Beacon Aviation has been great. I mean, if you can't get them on the phone, they're going to return your call pretty quick. And Marty's got 2 sons that are excellent with technology, and they are very good at describing what you need done. And they've got the experience to handle it. I think their customer service is great. My personal experience with the software and building the system has made me more aware of the actual assets we have, how many miles of pipe we have, how many meters how many valves we actually have in the ground, how many things we have that when I look through our map, I just don't see. And building the map and doing this hands-on software, it stands out to me, and I have a better working knowledge of the system. When Marty first came and started proposing this, we went back and forth, and right off the bat, I went ahead and started shopping around. I found a couple of different places, options that you could do the same thing, and I'll talk back and forth with Marty, and I looked into the mapping software that he recommends, and I was able to do a trial run on it, and the user ability was so much easier to pull in maps and to draw your lines and to do the corrections that you want to do in the long run. The software was just a lot easier than anything else I've found. You know, when we're presented with the product, you're presented with the software and the imagery, and you can get your drawings from an engineer, but your drawings are going to have to either be rendered or your engineer has plotted this in. There's a lot of work that has to go into plotting the meters and plotting the lines in, and so that's where we're in the process of still plotting everything in. And it's all worth it in the long run, because I know in the long run my guy will be able to take that iPad out there into the system and access a picture of the customer's meter as he's out there in the field. If he doesn't know where the meter is, doesn't remember where it is, if it's covered in water or leaves, he'll be able to see exactly a pinpointed image where it is and a photograph of it. Inside the office, customers come in all the time wanting to know where the meters are on their property. Our secretaries will be able to pull this imagery up on the computer and pull their property up and show them that your meter is located over here, and it will help us both indoors and outdoors. So it will be worth it. We're kind of a special situation with them in that they're right in our back door. So just the accessibility to them is priceless for us. I know that's not going to be for everybody else, but it's priceless for us. That's the best thing we got, is the customer service is great for us. We went back and forth for a long time. We finally decided to go with this back in 17, and then Marty waited till leaves had fallen off the trees to do his aerial photography, just the best time of the year to do it. And so he got us an image somewhere around January or February, and I've been working on it since then. I feel more confident every day. And I'm learning stuff every day, and the interesting thing about this is I do have surrounding water companies that call and ask me and all, and I have to tell them, it's like, you're just gonna have to shape it the way you want it. Don't use my model, but I can tell you how to do it. But it's just gonna be a kinetic thing. It's gonna change all the time, and I like that. If I had to put a percentage of having my stuff plotted in and everything, I would say I'm in the upper end, maybe 70%. I've nearly got all my meters plotted in. I'm gonna turn around and do my valves next. There's not really a whole lot of plotting the lines except when we do line locates. When we do a line locate, if I find a electric pole or something that's going to be a permanent structure, I can measure off of that and I can document exactly where my line is in reference to that. And that's another advantage of your GIS mapping, is your documentation of line locates. I'm 100% comfortable. I don't have any concerns. Anytime I've had any concerns, the customer service came up and my questions were answered. And I have went with their customer support and the customer support of the software of the Global Mapper, and both of them have been phenomenal. They're open to criticism as much as they are open for giving you knowledge. I never could pull up an image quality that could match what Marty could offer. So that stood out for the imagery part. And as I said, with the other softwares that I looked at, I couldn't figure out how to even draw a line. And within 5 minutes, I pulled a map in and drew lines all over it with the software that is recommended. So it was the ease of use. I would recommend it to any water utility out there. I can recommend Beacon Aviation as Marty and his kids being completely honest with you. I don't feel that I was sold something I don't feel like I was sold a lie or anything. I feel like I was sold exactly what they wanted me to have. And it's taken a lot of time to get it built up, and they've gave the customer support, and I go back and forth with them a lot. I'll send them data and they'll look over it and critique it. And they're working with several different other organizations with TRWA and others that are really interested in this to try to develop kind of a generic symbols for things that will make to where if I have to look at somebody else's map, I'm going to know what I'm looking at. It's not going to be just mine. It'll be a lot of others. So I feel that the honesty is a great sell for Beacon Aviation.